So, for better or worse, it's going to be low res mode for this because I've been having issues with audio getting out of sync, and the low res webcam never has that problem. So, I'll fix it before any real projects. But since this is, you know, not super in depth and the visuals are, well, just my face, it's not that big a deal. So, I thought it'd be good to sort of lay out something of a schedule because I agreed to take another class again. So, not going to be crazy busy and less busy than last semester. But, um, you know, my workload is going to be higher than I thought it would be for teaching, which is a good thing. But, my actual teaching job always takes precedent over this. So, just to sort of say in advance that the things I'm about to say I plan to do will probably not happen quickly. Um, and I basically expect to get out four, like, you know, real high effort, projects uh, this semester. So between now and the end of May, which are, going over thermodynamics of jet engines, going over wingtip vortices, because I live in one of the few places where you can actually see wingtip vortices sinking and having real effects. Because the place I usually film landings at San Diego International Airport, you can sometimes see the tip vortices sink off of an incoming airliner, and then you'll see it kick up some leaves, and you can see the actual vortex. Also, on the sort of condensed matter semiconductor side, I'd like to discuss some aspects of solar cells and why they have the efficiencies that they do and what the sort of fundamental upper bound on the efficiency is, as well as the actual practical upper bound and why there's such a discrepancy between the two. And also on the other side of that, going over emitting rather than absorbing light, and going over things like quantum dots and quantum wells and how different light generation devices, LEDs and laser diodes, are made out of quantum dots, quantum wells, and quantum wires. Because I did my PhD on quantum wells, and quantum dots in particular are becoming more and more ubiquitous. So, you know, those four are about what I have planned for the next 4 months ish, which is actually still a somewhat ambitious schedule, all things considered, because each of those will be a fair amount of work. They'll be interspersed with things like this that are, relatively low effort. Um, but, I don't know. It's actually one of the few things that the algorithm is good at is it kind of knows whether or not, you know, you're interested in a given piece of content, video in one form or another, and it kind of automatically sorts it. And it actually does that even if you do or don't subscribe. Obviously, if you want to see more of my videos, go ahead and subscribe. But you honestly don't even have to. The algorithm will show it to you anyways if you watch my videos semi-regularly. The only difference is that if you watch them for a while and then kind of stop, if you've subscribed, it will eventually show you another one, versus if you haven't, it will eventually drop them off. So, I mean, I would always, love to have more, but it's honestly up to you, and it's it does make a difference in whether or not you see more pop up in your feed in the future. But there's other factors that go into that, and well, the good news is I don't have to worry about filling people's who's only interested in the high effort content feeds with thumbnails for things like this. But anyways, those are my plans for the next few months. I guess I have to sort of address the 800-pound gorilla in the room of the political situation of the country that I live in, which is, America, the greatest country on earth. Well, sort of, because, well, for now, I'm fairly insulated from Orange Man's presidency. But just because I'm insulated for now doesn't mean that I am unconcerned, because I do care about other people besides myself who are not so well insulated. And also, of course, I eventually, it's going to catch up to me too. For now, I'm mostly fine because I live in a, state where I'm relatively safe. And also for now, I'm fine because my job involves mostly funding from the state of California. But we are in a world that is at least somewhat integrated, and especially a country that's integrated. So things go wrong in one area, they're likely to catch up to me. Even if I am talking in purely self-interested terms, which I generally like to think that I care about people and things other than myself. So, it's hard to say what's going to happen. It may or may not affect what I can do on here. It may or may not affect my career, and it may or may not affect, me personally to a high degree. Obviously, to some degree, it'll affect all of those things. Um, there's things I don't necessarily want to get into for a bunch of reasons, but I don't know. I don't want to just delve into politics, especially since I think it's better um, to either have discussions about that sort of symmetrically and in real time. So, on, voice chat on Discord or just in person with people, and there's nothing wrong with, having conversations online, but I kind of don't really like the, back and forth conversations where we record ourselves and then wait for complicated replies. And that's something that YouTube used to do a lot more that it doesn't do anymore, to be honest, which is basically people having sort of these uh, asynchronous and asymmetrical conversations. Um, for better or worse, it used to be very common at the beginning of the website, and now it's pretty uncommon. I think it's honestly for the best, just because those conversations are better had when you can actually hear what the other person has to say sooner rather than later. And I think there is still a place for, pre-recorded ideas, but that's more for like video essays and things where you have time to really do in-depth research, and people might then make responses to that and refute points and counter argue. But it's not just you know basically playing chess through the mail type deal. I don't know. I've been seeing a lot more accounts like that pop up since people have been fleeing from TikTok. I don't know. I don't know if it's really gonna make things better or worse. I don't think it'll actually do either necessarily. Again, because for all the algorithm's faults, it's good at sorting out what you do and don't want to see. Um, and so, like, I am interested in small channels, but most of the small channels I'm interested in are um, different hobby channels. Um, uh, Either people who, sort of same vein as me, have expertise in some sort of particular area and they want to explain those things, or also people that do different projects, like different maker projects, different mechanical things, and also, of course, different electronics projects. Um, Also, a tremendous fan of RC or airplanes, and so I follow a lot of channels about those. Uh, I, of course, follow a lot of 3D printing channels, most notably Strucklomania, but follow a bunch of those actually. So I really like small channels like that are basically people documenting their projects, or sharing some knowledge on something that they happen to know about, especially if it's something that there's kind of hard to get information on. But yeah, I don't mind small channels that are just opinion pieces, especially since that's how I originally started doing this. There's a complicated mess of things going on, so anyways, yeah, I guess that's what I plan to do for the next 4 months. So I try to get about one a month done in between teaching. In between that, some random bits like this. Might also do some live streaming of me just, playing flight simulators and kind of explaining things, but that's basically just to occupy myself while I'm playing essentially what is essentially a video game. Right? Flight simulators are ultimately video games, even if they're decently realistic ones. Uh, so I mean, if you want to watch me fly in a sim, drop by, but you know that's not going to be super informative. It's basically just me playing DCS and occasionally doing like some instrument flying practice and X-plane. But yeah, I don't know. That's about it. Yeah, probably some dark times ahead. Probably will not be as catastrophic as the worst case predictions. Probably will be uh, still bad, but thoroughly well survivable, and you know we'll make it through like we have before. But yeah, it ain't gonna be pretty. I should probably figure out what I can do to help out, but at the moment it doesn't seem like a whole lot. There's certainly some different, aid organizations that use donations. It's probably some volunteering I could do, but I mean, I should do more of those things regardless of politics. But anyways, guess I'll see y'all around. Bye.